Hey guys, Shane here from Fugatech 3D Printing. Today, we're going to look at the October Maker Box. Welcome back guys, like I said, October Maker Box, let's slice open to see what they sent us this month. Big reveal. Alright, what we got? So this month, premium members received Monumental Filament from 3D. Monumental is a filament made with marble dust to give a marble-like appearance specifically made for architects and archaeologists. That's pretty cool. So that's this month's craziness. So if you guys don't know, they do have a Facebook group now. So if you don't have the subscription and you want to see how things are, you can go to the group, check out what people are printing. I always post my videos in there. So hop over there and see how things are going. Alright, so first off we got, of course, another sticker. I'm going to have to start giving these out. I've got so many of them now. Here we go. Free Trinp subscription. Trinp. So we have a free Trinp subscription here, courtesy of MakerBox. 100% off. This coupon entitles you to 3 months of Trinp. Trinp, I hope I'm saying that right, is an online model library with models guaranteed to print on your desktop 3D printer. So that's interesting because I usually get all my models from Thingiverse, and but maybe we'll check this out and see what it is, see if there's any better models. Some people do sell these super expensive models, which I'm not a fan of, but we'll check it out, see what it is. And here we have it. I print with pasta. So this is a Proto Pasta sticker, which is really nice. I haven't used any of their filament yet. I would love to. On to what came in. So first off, yes, Raptor PLA from Maker Geeks. I have seen a pretty crazy video about this where the guy's bending, he does a print and is bending back and forth for like a minute and it doesn't break. I'll link that up here, but that's crazy. So this is with their Raptor PLA, and this will be really fun. So let's look at it. See, hot end temperature 220 to 240, a little bit higher. Bed temperature not needed. We'll do both. We'll try it once without and once with and see what happens. Speed 60 to 70, so standard PLA. Alright, so it's annealable. Bake in the oven for 5 to 10 minutes at 100°C for maximum heat resistance. That's pretty cool. We'll have to try that out. 100°C, I wonder what that is in Fahrenheit. Alright, you like to filament? They give you 10% off your next purchase, which is great. Thanks, guys. Oh, this is going to be cool. This is Form Futura glow-in-the-dark PLA. Again, I have not printed with glow-in-the-dark PLA yet. I really wanted to get some for Halloween, but it just didn't go into the mix, maybe next year. Alright, so the settings on this. Hot end temperature 200 to 220. Bed 35 to 60°C. Speed 30 to 60, so a little slower. Info. A PLA with glow-in-the-dark properties. This material is abrasive and a hardened nozzle is recommended. Thankfully for me, I have a microcyst nozzle on the G-Tech, so I will make sure I print this on that and not the FT5 because that only uses a brass nozzle. And here at the bottom, do you like this filament? They give you 10% off your purchase. Thanks guys, this will be cool. Alright, here it is. So as the sticker said, we have some Monumental from 3D. Print settings, hot end temperatures 220 to 240. Bed temperature 90 to 115, so a little bit higher. So we're looking at ABS temps now for this. Speed 60 to 70 standard. Okay, let's see. Info. Developed for architectural and archaeological fields, made with polymers mixed with marble powder. So this is a white, yeah. So we'll see how this actually prints out. This will be pretty cool. And they give you 30% off your purchase. That's a pretty big discount. Thanks, guys. So with their discount code here, that's pretty cool. Well, this will be really fun to see how this turns out. Alright, so finally we have from Proto Pasta, Matte Fiber HTPLA. I've not printed with Proto Pasta, but I know that Joel, the 3D printing nerd, lives by it. So this will be pretty cool. So a matte fiber, so I'm assuming this is going to have a pretty matte finish to it. Let's see what it says here. Print settings, hot end temperature 190 to 230. That's a really big range. Bed temperature, not needed. Okay. Speed 30 to 60. Info. Okay. A blend of plant-based fibers can be in heat treated to resin more stiffness to higher temperatures. That setting's a little weird, but anyways, so heat treated. I'll have to go on their website and see what they say for the heat treatment, what to do. Like this filament, so head over to protopasta.com and they give you a $4 off your purchase. So thanks guys, this it's a pretty cool red. And actually, I'm going to open this up real quick. It almost looks like it's, yeah, Yeah, and it feels kind of like a wood PLA, so it's got some definite texture to it, you know, that matte texture we'll call it. Definitely a much coarser filament than a normal PLA or ABS, which is really, really smooth. So these will all be pretty fun, nothing else in the box. So let's look some time lapses, see how these things turn out. Alright, so now that's done. Let's take a look how the prints turned out. Up first is the Raptor PLA by Maker Geeks. And this turned out okay. I did have quite a bit of the zitting on this filament. I am not sure why. I'm guessing this needs a little bit more retraction than standard PLA. But I mean, it is very, very strong. I can't bend this at all. Usually I can get a little bit of flex in the coin, but there's no flex at all, which is great. But let's zoom in. I'll show you what I was talking about with the pimpling. Okay, so there it is. And you can see the pimpling on the print. A little bit of stringing, not too much though, but definitely pimpling in there. Sidewalls, nice and smooth. I mean, a little bit of the banding, but that's just the G-Tech. Does that on most of my prints, but I can get rid of most of it, but it's nice and smooth. You can see it here, but you can't really feel it very much. And the bottom, so you see here, the filament did have issue printing over the supports. And this one up here, sorry, this one over here was actually really, really hard to get off, and actually pulled a little bit of filament out with it. But I mean, other than that, it's you know, it's decent filament. I have not annealed this. I might try that out and see how it goes. But I mean, given the application that you need, if you need something that's stronger than PLA, this might be your filament. Okay, up next here we have Glow in the Dark PLA by Form Futura. This stuff is cool, so I'll show you in a minute how it glows. But I've never printed with this before, and it was pretty great. It was a little bit stringy. You can still see there's some of the strings there. I did pull off a little bit of them. But this printed a lot like the TPU filament from the way that it looks. I mean, probably just because it's the clear, I mean, it's, you know, a little bit translucent, or I should say a little bit transparent. So it printed very similar to that in the stringiness and how you can see inside of it. Of course, right here you can see there's a little bit of an issue there, a little bit of, it didn't quite fill over that bridging, but that's that solid layer, I should say, not really bridging, that's that solid layer over the 20% infill. Didn't fill that in very well. In the back you can see the honeycomb that's in there. I'm not sure where that dirt is or what that's from there, something. But yeah, it came out pretty good. First try on this, didn't have to restart the print at all, which was great. So let me turn out the lights and charge this up. Let's see how it looks. Here it is all charged up. It glows pretty well. I mean, I've never used any type before, but I mean, yeah, it glows pretty well. I like it. A little more on this. Again, sidewalls nice and smooth. First print worked out great. A little bit of stringing, so I probably could bring my temperature down a little bit, and I probably need to slow it down just so we can get these infills a little bit more. But backside, it actually separated from the supports extremely easy. It's really hard to tell because it's like that almost pearly white, but it hides a lot of the flaws. But even though you can't really see it here, I can see it. These actually went over really well. It printed really well over the supports, which is really nice to see. So this is cool. I would love to get more of this definitely to play with. Okay, next up we have Monumental by 3D. This is their white. And this is a really nice white. It's very bold white. I like that, especially like if you look against like the red shirt in the background there. So that's nice. But here you can really see the layers. This is supposed to have like marble dust in it, marble powder, and you can really see my Z-banding issues with this. And actually, I printed all of these prints back to back to back. So I printed the Raptor, then the glow in the dark Monumental, and then the fiber. And the first two, you don't see this horrible Z-banding in it, but you really can see it in this print. I don't know why. I mean, this thing prints at ABS temperatures, so that's, you know, a little confusing to me. But either way, you know, other than the Z-banding, which I would like to try this out in the FT5 and see how it turns out, it's a good print. On the back side, great first layer. You know, it did, again, a little bit of issue here over the supports. Up here was good, over here was okay, down here not so much, and over here was mid-grade, but down here is actually really not that nice. But the other one's printed well, and the first layer went down, supports went down well. I did not have to reprint this, which was also good. So this is cool. Again, I would like to try this out maybe on my FT5. I have enough left, maybe try it out and see if I can get rid of those layers. But it's an interesting filament, nice and white. Matte Fiber HTPLA by Proto Pasta. I had very high hopes for this filament, but as you can see here, it failed. This is the first print I want to show you. So actually it was going well, and then it clogged for some reason. And this is, again, all this is on my G-Tech using a 0.4 nozzle, and I'm actually using my micro Swiss nozzle for all of these. And you can also see it is super duper stringy. This was at 220 centigrade, which is right smack in the middle of the recommendation, which is 190 to 230. So a little on the higher side, but still pretty doggone in the middle. And yeah, it clogged. So let's look at the next print. And here's the one that finished. So there's a whole lot of things going on here. I did clean up the strings. The strings were horrible. And when I looked online on their website, it said that they recommended a 230 centigrade first layer to get good adhesion and slow. So I did 230 and slow. Then I lowered it to 210 for everything else. A little over halfway through the print, you can see we had a clog, and it barely printed that. I probably could pry this apart without issue. I can hear it snap, cracking just a little bit in there, but I probably could. Whoops. Well, that didn't break it apart, so maybe I can't. Oh, there it is. So you can hear it here as I separate the two layers. Yep, there they go. So there's the two layers separated. That's actually pretty cool looking. Yeah, so again, I believe it clogged. And because of that clog, it just, you know, made it super weak. You can see the parts that are missing there and where it clogged exactly, which again, about 55–60% through the print is where the clog was, and then it worked its way out. I'm a print and forget person, so I start these off and I walk away. These take a little over, I guess, about 2 hours to print. You can see the infill. This one actually I used rectilinear. Not sure why I set this one rectilinear, even though all the other ones are honeycomb, but I think I did it for this one just because I wasn't sure how well it would print. So this one's at 230 for the first, and then I dropped it down to 210 because people on the on Facebook and on their website said that should work. It did not. It clogged. Not sure why. Not sure, maybe if I was printing a little too fast, but it clogged. I saw people with really nice prints. I had really high hopes for this, but it did not work out very well. So we might have to, you know, revisit it in the future. But as of right now, I don't like this filament. Could be cool, but right now I don't like it. So there's my prints, for better or for worse. You know, had some good ones, had some bad ones. That's always an option, and it always happens with filaments. You can't get all of them perfect the first time around, but again, you know, that one took me 2 tries. I've had other filaments that have taken me 3 and 4 tries. The one you saw, I even had to print a little 100% of my Maker coin just because I didn't have enough filament to keep going with all the fails I had. But that's okay, you live and you learn. I would like to try and test all of these out more later. I'm hoping to get a Raptor PLA in one of the Maker Geeks maker boxes that they're putting out now. So that'll be cool if I can get that, and some glow in the dark. My wife's like, I want all the things glow in the dark now. So maybe we'll have to pick up a roll and test it out. So now you guys, I told you guys that I had the new spool that I was trying to test out. So let's take a look at it. So again, here it is that we talked about before. This worked okay. So again, there's a few issues with it. One, I have to re-spool a filament onto it, and that's really no bueno because I don't like that, and I'd rather just be able to use the spools from Maker Box, put it right on there and somehow secure it and then start printing. That's the best case scenario. Another issue with this is you see how the filaments come out and they're kind of sitting there. Well, when I was printing with the Maker Geeks Raptor PLA, it actually went underneath this other filament that was here and clogged, or I guess jammed, because it couldn't pull any more filament down. So it was up top just pulling at it, nothing was happening. So I eventually just pulled these out one, ran it through the next back hole, and then just tucked it down in to its own, like that. That way that filament isn't exposed. So that was the workaround I had to do. This spool would have been cool. I guess it would work if you had larger spools of sample filament. Sometimes you get them, they're pretty big. Maker Geeks keeps theirs pretty tight. So you have to really watch out. If, again, larger spool, this would be great. But for the Maker Box, I'm sorry, I said Maker before. For the Maker Box, this is not a good option. So it was good to try out. And I have some other ones that I'm going to try out next month. When I get the next box, I'll try another spool and probably start from then on and just keep testing them out and see how they work. But yeah, this did not work out so well. So now I got to try and pull these back and fit them back in the bags, because that's how I keep my catalog. Alright guys, that's it for my print and review, so to speak, of the October Maker Box. I hope you guys enjoy these. I really enjoy testing out these new filaments. So far, I don't think I've had a single filament that I've had before, aside from the standard PLA or an ABS, which those are very few and far between, because Maker Box only puts out premium filaments, which is really good to see, because half of these filaments you buy $30, $40, $50 a roll. Whether that be 500 grams, 750, or a full kilogram. Some of these things can be really expensive when you get a full roll of it. So being able to test them out and be like, oh, I could really use this for that. It's really good to see. So I thank you guys at Maker Box for doing these type of things, and I hope you continue to do so. So for the rest of you out there, if you like the video, hit the like button. If you want to stay up to date with what I'm doing, you can hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell. You get an email anytime I upload a video. If you want to help support the channel, you can do that in many ways. One being via Patreon. You can send me $1 or more. I greatly appreciate it. All proceeds will go back to the channel to help out build content. I have affiliate links down below for Amazon and Maker Geeks. And with the new Maker Geeks box, you can subscribe down below and I get a little something. And if you're doing your holiday shopping, Amazon is always a great way to do that. And I appreciate anything that you guys do to help me out here, even if it's just a view. I really enjoy making these videos, so this is a lot of fun for me. So until next time guys, happy printing.